So does not only the high amount of growth make it hard to see things in the path, it also makes it, whoa. Yes, we're out here on the V12S, finally delivering on the promised swamp visit with the Inmotion V12S. It's been a long time coming, but it's never dropped off the to-do list. So let's do it right now. So I'll have to go back and look, but I think I haven't stepped on a wheel in at least a month, at least, which is a long time. And you're probably like, hey, Duff, what's going on? You lose interest in riding or whatever? And no. What happened was I've had multiple basal cell skin cancer surgeries over the last 20 years or so, and I had another one on my forehead, my top left corner of my forehead near my hairline, and it didn't heal well. They took the stitches out after 10 days, and it was not closed like it should be. And as a result, I had to just wait for that open wound more or less to close. And it took that long. I couldn't really wear a helmet. I couldn't really get all sweaty. You weren't supposed to do that because that could invite infection into the wound. And we're gonna try to make it across this intersection without getting run over. So I was really limited in my activities. Not only EUC riding, but really a lot of my athletic things I do, labor things, and in the yard and stuff, didn't want to do stuff that would get me all sweaty. So yeah, I've been restricted, but the good news is it's better now. So I should hopefully get back to my more or less normal existence. At least that's the hope. I'm not quite sure what to expect here. We are in the height of rainy season, a lot of standing water around, so I have a feeling the swamp's going to be very wet. And when the swamp's very wet, there can be standing water, there can be mud, there can be all kinds of fun things to deal with. So this could be a bit of a messy ride. Could be. I am sporting my boots. This is usually the only scenario that you'll see me wearing boots is when I go out to the swamp. Again, for the reasons that I just mentioned earlier. There could be some messy conditions that we're dealing with in the swamp today. I guess this will serve as my before picture, before subjecting the V12S to the swamp. And we'll compare it to what it looks like afterwards. What do you think of my camouflage neck cover? It actually has two benefits. The top of it is kind of like a do-rag, right? So it actually covers the area where I had the surgery done. And then the extended area on the back covers my neck to, again, hopefully minimize the sun exposure to my face, because I'm sick of having skin cancer surgery. I really am, honest to goodness. About ready to transition onto the limestone section of the road leading up to the swamp. This can be a little bumpy. V12S has a street tire, so not the best tire for swamp conditions, but I think we'll be fine. We'll get by. But the wheel is going to get very dusty very quickly. Hydraulic suspension on the V12S does a good job getting absorbing all these little mini bumps here. Man, the canal at the side of the road is very full. Last time I was here, it was nearly empty. Now it's very, very full, if you can see it. Guy in the Jeep was just waiting for me to get up to him. It's like, look at that bright orange, weird looking dude on a single wheeled device. It's crazy, right? I'd look at myself too. Man, I wish I had a PID zoom mirror for this thing. Once you have PID zoom mirrors, anything else seems pretty terrible. I'll have to get one. It's just so much better. So much better. As we navigate. Oh yeah, wow. You can definitely tell we're in the middle of wet season. Everything is very, very overgrown. Damn. Now on the dilapidated boardwalk. They replaced all the floorboards on it, so those are nice, and those are made out of composite lumber that'll never decompose, but the supporting frame is wonky. There's all kinds of areas where you can see it's kind of falling down. So So we're just going to cross our fingers and roll with it. We've now entered the proper path. And unlike when you come here during a winter season, there's not very many people here. I passed one person on the way in, but there's not a lot. Okay, there's our first standing water. Let's see if we can just roll through it. Okay, mud. All right. Oh, damn, this water's high. Let's see. Looking for gators. This time of day, there's probably, oh yes, yeah, there's gonna, oh yeah. This is gonna be a fun ride. Already hitting water like this, I ain't gonna ride through that. I'm not gonna ride through that. I think we're gonna be doing a lot of trolleying, which is okay because the V12S has a very convenient trolley handle. Oh man, if it's this mucky already, this is not a good sign. The visible path is very narrow, very overgrown. Like during the winter, you know, this will be 6 foot of path. Right now it's about 8 inches. How's the suspension feel with the pretty steady stream of really small bumps mixed in with a few cypress knees, which are bigger? Feels good, as I would expect. The suspension on the V12S is one of its biggest features. And the disconcerting thing about when it's this overgrown is it's very easy for something to be in the grass that you don't see. Very easy just to, you know, have something obscured from view. But I've done this before, this time of year, so we're just gonna do it again. Rolling along. You know, after not riding for a month, you know, hopping into the swamp isn't the best way to reacclimate, I guess. Well, you know, trial by fire. It's a little bit of that, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Is really next to invisible. The V12S is handling it well, Yeah, see, the bad thing about this is like a wet area can just really sneak up on me. So I won't see it. In the past, that area that we just went through, that would usually be underwater. I'm not quite sure why it's not right now. Maybe they did some diversion of water in this area. But we're almost at the first turn, which is where I usually take my swamp glamour shot for every wheel I bring out here. So I guess we'll do that again. All right, got some cool pictures using a stick as a prop to hold it up. Just passed a couple that was coming back the direction where I'm going. And I said, how bad is it up ahead? And they said, if you go to the left, it's really, really mucky and swamped out, which I don't want. But they said if you go to the right, it's not as bad. So we'll go to the right. We're not going to go super long, but we'll see what it looks like. This area here is more wide open, which is nice. Gets a lot of sun, so it dries up. If there is standing water here, it dries up pretty quick. Suspension continues to do a good job. I haven't had any ouch, that really hurts impacts yet, and I'm hoping to not have any at all. The other issue when riding in these conditions is, you know, I'm paying such close attention to what I'm riding over that I'm not able to really look off into the sides to see what sort of gator action there is. Of course, if there's gator in the pathway, that's different. But like right here, we're splitting 2 mucks. Expertly done. Expert muck splitting right there. Another thing that I'm picking up on is, you know, usually when you're riding in the swamp, like I said, the suspension is doing a lot. And a lot of times that suspension activity, at least on other wheels, results in a lot of noise. You know, the suspension is very, very loud and kind of clanky, clunky. And I have made comments in prior videos how the V12S is just quiet, man. The suspension is very quiet, and that is being confirmed here, even in the swamp. It's handling, you know, non-stop suspension activity without making hardly any noise at all. Yeah, I know there's some bigger cypress knees right there. A non-issue. Finding myself going into the center a lot because that is the high ground. It's the high grass, but it's also the high ground. So if anything is looking potentially slippery, I'm just hopping up there. Okay, now I am on the circular part of it. Per those hikers' advice, I veered to the right instead of the left. I'm not going to go real far here. I mean, I could tell within the first 5 minutes getting into the swamp that the V12S is going to be really good in this scenario. It definitely is. All right, I almost dumped it there. I got too close to some vegetation on the right. It was kind of like a viney sort of thing sticking out, and it kind of hooked itself on my pedal for a brief second and kind of pulled me to the side, and I kind of broke loose just at the last second. So that was almost my first dump of the day. Give you a good sense of what we're, whoa, shit, pay attention, Sean. Pay attention. What we're riding over. Right there's that picnic table that Mickey and I sat on when we did our safety talk, and where Mickey launched his drone to fly over this swamp. God, was that in 2020? It was COVID time. I think it might have been in 2020, yeah. So God, 5 years ago, coming up on 6. It's insane, man. How time flies. I'm just trying to see if I can spot a gator at least. I always need to spot at least a gator. I have no doubt that I've ridden past a bunch already. I just haven't been able to stop and admire them. This is one of those no-go muck areas. This has a very high probability of you winding up covered in mud and the wheel. So we're going to avoid that. This might be my turnaround point. I'm about 3 miles in. I'm just doing a quick gator survey. All right, decided I'll walk past this muck pit, and we'll hop back on and do a little bit more riding. And if we hit another significant muck area, that will be my sign to turn around. The most gators I've ever seen doing a ride, and this was a complete loop ride, was back last March, so March of 2024, yeah, where it was Wayne and Dawn was down, and we saw 70 some gators, but that was in March when it's much cooler. See, when it's warmer like this, the reason you see gators in the past is they're trying to warm themselves normally in the cooler temperatures. In the summer, it's warm, so they don't need to hang out in the paths. If anything, they stay more in the water to try to stay cool. So yeah, I'm just not seeing anything, but I'm gonna turn around. I'm hot and sweaty, just like the gators. I think I might have saw one. Hold on. I'll try to zoom in my editor, but he's right there. Hi, buddy. You're the only gator I've seen. What the heck? You're the only one. Yeah. He doesn't. I think he's sleeping. It's hot out, right? It's too hot. We're now exiting the loop portion of the trail. So yeah, I mean, this has been messy, but it could have been much worse. Just ask Dan. Just ask Dan how bad the swamp can be. Another thing that's nice about the V12S is the 16-inch form factor allows you, like if I last second I spot something I would rather not go across, it's very easy to quickly change direction on this wheel. Very agile, which is always a good thing in my book. If you have any aspirations to ride the V12S through high grass, I can affirm that it does it quite well. It was funny, I started hearing a weird noise, and I thought it was like an animal, a bird making a weird noise, and I looked down, and no, there's a small stick that was stuck in the wheel. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure what the heck it was at first. Splitting the muck again, splitting the muck. So does not only the high amount of growth make it hard to see things in the path, it also makes it, whoa, makes it makes it hard to do two things at once, ride a wheel and shoot video. I was going to say it makes it very hard to even see in the water at certain spots. It's so overgrown you can't see anything. Man, I had to dump it at some point. Oh well, it wouldn't be a swamp ride if I didn't dump it. Wheel feels fine, or looks fine. Okay, continuing onward. When I get up into the double digits speed-wise, it feels pretty fast back here, let me tell you. Hauling ass. This outstanding display, even though it is bright sun, still extremely visible. Best display in the EUC sphere, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think there's anything even close. Give you a little taste of what the V12S is seeing right now. A lot of green. Lots of green. And even more green. This is the most overgrown section that I've ridden today, for sure. Yeah, last time I was here, I bet this was, geez, 4 feet, 5 feet lower. It's crazy. It's crazy how significant the contrast is between wet and dry season here in Southwest Florida. V12S suspension is right up there with the best suspension I've ever had on an electric unicycle, without a doubt. Back out on the limestone. I can tell my electric unicycle riding muscles are not what they have been in the past, that's for sure. And no matter how many squats or leg extensions or leg curls I do, the only thing that helps electric unicycle muscles is riding electric unicycles, or at least that's been my experience. This helps cool me off a little bit. Almost back. Almost back. I figured since I'm out here at the park, I might as well do one quick loop just to see what the hell's going on. If anything new has happened since I've last been out here, which has been a while. I don't think I've ever seen the community pool area actually populated by human beings. It was always under construction. So let's see if that's working. And the pickleball courts, of course. Not surprising, but the pickleball courts are empty because it's hot. This is the time of day where people in Southwest Florida generally do not play pickleball. So it does not surprise me that they are unused at the moment. Sounds like the pool is being used. Nice. Oh, that's great. I only wish I would have gotten completed when I still lived out here, because I would have used it. According to the onboard information, that was a 15-mile ride. Of course, in reality, it was a little less than that. And it feels longer than that, actually, because you're going so slow for a lot of it. And wow, there's new firmware available for the V12S. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, the app says it was 24.4 kilometers and a 47 kilometer an hour speed. Looks like it flipped back to Imperial. I could have swore I switched that to Imperial measurements, but what did I say? It switched back to metric. I could have swore I had it flipped to Imperial. But anyways, yeah, so the V12S did fantastic in the swamp. Suspension really ate up the bumps, comfortable. Even though it's a street tire, I didn't have any significant issues with traction. And it was just an enjoyable ride. One of the best performing wheels that I've ever taken to the swamp, for sure, for those conditions. So if you found this video interesting, please think about giving it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're going to subscribe, you can hit the notify bell. It's over there somewhere. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. Even if your comment is, hey, Duff, where the heck you been? I've been around. I've been posting 3D content to the channel, but I've been around, and you'll see more riding content now that my head is better. If you are interested in the V12S or the V9, another great Inmotion wheel, use the link that's in the description below. My discount code of Duff gives you $50 off the price of the wheel, so take advantage of that if you're thinking about the V12S. And but other than that, I think that's all I got for now. I'm gonna go home, watch Eagles game, and relax because it's hot. So that's all for now. Until next time, definitely now. I figured since I'm out this way, I might as well go to the OG Dunkin' Donuts. But Dunkin' Donuts has started it all.
Hello, can I help you?
Hi, can I get a large hot coffee with cream and sugar?
Large hot?
Yep, with cream and sugar. Not bad at all.